Hello, 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 hello. You join me on a ride down to 1066 CAF. I'm giving the VFR a spin today. It needs a run. Listen, I put it on the road and I taxed it and I want to ride it. Therefore, we're not thinking about the petrol bill, we're thinking of smiles per miles. Although, I am thinking about the petrol bill. So I need to give this bike a run, because I'm going on a trip on it very soon. And if you're watching this video, then I'm probably on that trip already. I'm probably on that trip already, or about to be, or going, or something like that. And it's a lot of miles. Well, not a lot of miles, but it's gonna, I don't know, it's gonna be under 2,000 probably, I hope. But I did calculate it. 14 fill-ups of petrol, 38 something odd quid per tank. So yeah, it gets very expensive very quickly. It really does. But yeah, the VFR is just such a lovely bike to ride. I just wish it was a bit more fuel efficient. I know people say you could get like but you know, I bought this bike for £1,000 and it doesn't owe me anything, so it doesn't matter if I use it or don't use it really. I haven't got like any finance to pay or anything like that, so it's one of those things. It's going to be, it only comes out once in a while. So for the money I saved when I purchased it and how cheap they are to, well, usually they're quite not too bad to work on and service, the 750s. So I can't speak for the 800s, I don't know about them. So yeah, today I am off down to 1066 CAF. I need to drop something off for them, and I thought, why not have the VFR today? But yes, what will I say I'm dropping off for them? You know what I'll say, I designed them a custom puck. Yes, a custom motorcycle puck, one for each. So that's Conker's apparel lot, by the way. That's not the CAF, but that's Conker's apparel, and they have no access to A22, 4 to the 9th. We are 4 to the 9th. That could be an issue. Am I going that way? I can't remember. I'll soon find out, I guess. What was I saying? Yes, I designed them a custom puck, Conker's apparel clothing. I've got a couple of pucks in my bag for them. Yeah, designed for them for the clothing shop, Sean and Sam. Oof, I think they've been doing all right business wise. He opened it, when did he open it? He opened it in COVID time, so kind of risky business. We didn't know what was going to happen. He's got, I think he had probably some supply issues and stuff, but he's got a nice little shop now. Maybe 1 year he might make some money. So usually most businesses fail very quickly, or when they do finally start making money, they take a long time to make money, don't they? These businesses, you run them at a massive loss for a while, don't you? At least for the first couple of years before you even can take yourself pay your staff, or you pay your staff but you don't pay yourself. Right, now is this road going to be shut? Because last time I went down here it was shut. Oh, it's nice to go around corners on tyres that don't squish, because I've been riding the CT a lot. The tyres kind of squeal a bit when you go around corners, so I'm just like leaning this bike around and going, okay, it doesn't seem to want to lose its grip. Got to remember that when I go back to the CT. But yeah, I am going to plan to go away on a trip on the CT again before I go away. But the CT for me, what, 300 miles I got to do, and that's probably about 18 quid's worth of maybe 20 quid's worth of petrol. If I do about 300 miles over the weekend, 300 and a bit, it's probably about 20 quid in petrol. That's the good stuff as well. And then yeah, I'll okay. I don't know, the price of everything, petrol and everything's going up, but the price of things is very weird nowadays. The price of things is very weird because Now, it surprised me when I found this out. I was a bit shocked when I found this out, but I don't know why. I really don't know why it shocked me. Because, shoot. I don't know why it shocked me. I really don't. But basically, well, yeah. The price of everything's a bit weird at the moment. It really is. So, for instance, petrol's gone up. So everything else should, you know, in theory, go up as well, because transportation costs is shipping and everything is a big deal. And I knew some things are cheaper than the others, or more expensive than others. But no, it's a nice little diversion anyway. I've lost my train of thought. So yeah, price of everything's gone up, shipping and everything like that. Yeah, everything's creeping up. Heinz's are falling out with Tesco's and all that. But then pricing does start to get a bit weird. Now, what do I mean by weird? Well, I mean, it doesn't make sense, is the gist of it. Well, it kind of does. Once I've read into it, it kind of does. So, if you were a tradesman back in the day, you know, and say, for instance, you're going to paint my window, paint my fence, clean my windows, something like that. Don't know why I'm looking that way. The road's closed. There could be a car coming from one of the houses. But yeah, if I was, for instance, a tradesman, you know, paint your fence, clean your windows, that sort of thing, and I rolled up to a house and I thought, okay, that's a nice house. It's got a nice car, but it's a small house, you know. No bigger, no smaller than the average house. Just an average house, but he's got a nice car at the front. You can see he's got some nice possessions. As a tradesman, wouldn't you quote him a higher price? You know, you'd quote him a slightly higher price because he's got more money to afford it, you know. So you just give him a little bit more, the rich tax or whatever you want to call it. You would quote a higher price. And whereas, you know, if it's a run-of-the-mill house, to clean my windows, you're not going to charge them the same price because you won't get the business. If you quote too high to someone who's poor, you know, or a run-down house, they'll be like, nah, you know, or, oh, clean your windows, up and down, 10 quid. Whereas if it was someone else, you'd be, no, I want, no, I wouldn't do it for a tenner, you know. If you're asking for 20 quid, you'd probably say no. So, you know, you approach everything like that, don't you? So anyway, the other night, me and my friend were looking for a particular item, and we found, and I found it, and he found it, and I was like, how much? Oh, well, I pay this much normally, but they're out of stock. Oh, okay, well, I found it for this much, and it's £35. And he said, oh, that's really good. That's a really good deal. I think I might have to take you up on that. So, and I sent him the link. I was like, are you sure this is the right one? So I sent him the link to make sure it was the correct one. And he said, yeah, that's the correct one, but it's £45. You misread. No, it's £35. And this is, you know, it's quite a big difference. £35. I saw, we took screenshots of our phones and swapped them, or whatever, you know. And we're like, well, my phone, I see 35, and he goes, what's going on there? So anyway, I ended up I bought it, he paid me the money for it, and he said, I mean, £10 on 35 to 45 is a big step, but it's one of those things where websites, and I kind of was shocked, but it kind of is true, isn't it? We all know that if you are looking at certain items in different countries, it costs different prices. For instance, when you book flights and stuff like that, if you book a flight to America from England and you're in America, it's cheaper, or you get spat out a cheaper price if you set your VPN to America. There's all these crazy things to do to you know, trick the system, or gain the system, shall we say, to get you the best possible price. But they're doing the information to screw you over, so why not take advantage and try to get something back from it? Why not? They're playing not dirty, but they're playing with cookies and locations and all that information they like to track you with. So it's crazy. But what we found out was that websites can even detect what sort of phone you're using. So if you come to a website and you're using an expensive phone or expensive device or whatever, then you will be shown a higher price, which for me is, well, when I first found it, I thought, well, that's just silly. But if you think about it, it does actually make sense, because that's what they're doing. I don't know why it surprised me. I shouldn't have surprised me, because I should have just expected that's what they'd do. It's a little bit dirty. I know it's a little bit dirty, a little bit whatever. It just makes me feel a bit, wow, they track so much. But it's just shocking, really, that they do it. Well, like I said, I don't know why it shocked me. I was like, yeah, you know what? I can believe that. That explains so much. And they say iPhones are the worst. You go to a website with an iPhone, you instantly get shown a much higher price. That sort of thing. And yeah, I've met people at the boat, and it makes sense now, because I've met people coming back from when I was coming back from Ireland one year. We both booked online, and he was on a bike and I was on a bike, and you know, there was no cabin. It was just a daytime crossing, 4-hour crossing, and I booked through, you know, the same website he booked through. He booked through on a phone, I booked through on a computer, and we both paid, you know, in advance and everything. He said me, yeah, I did all my booking on my phone, because, you know, I don't have a computer or whatever. I was like, okay, fine, you know, fair enough. But because he did it on the phone, like not on a website and everything, he paid something like, it was like 200, it was like almost 300 quid, and I was paying less than half. And I was like, what? And he goes, is that the super, yeah, that's the super duper saver? And I was like, you're kidding, that's insane. Oh, let's stretch its legs a little bit now. Nationals! There's a nice lay-by coming up here where coppers can hang out, so I don't want to blast past them too fast. If they are about, ugh. I'm riding a bit over to the middle here today because the other day a deer came rocketing out, and there was a few of them, and it scared the bejeez out of me. And there is too many deers at the moment in this area, and it was along here actually. A load of deer shot out, and there is a sign back there that said 237 collisions. So I've got eyes like a hawk. They're really hard to spot, they are, because they kind of blend in. They're kind of like a dark colour. Anyway, yeah, so anyone who supported the channel, you know, just by liking and commenting, all that stuff, helps greatly, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Extra appreciation to the patrons. Hope you're enjoying the new series about 3D printing and stuff like that I've been doing. So yeah, not much bike builds this year at the moment, money and stuff, but yeah, you should see some new camping trip videos and stuff like that soon, hopefully. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, thanks for the support, and I'll catch you in the next video, whatever and whenever that might be, whatever. Thanks, like, comment, whatever. Catch you next video. Goodbye.